The New York Magazine article, "The Man Who Gossiped Too Much," finally gets into the details on why this article was created in the first place. That is because of none other than Cassandra. So it goes on to say, "I met Cassandra Cross and her mother, a semi-retired accountant, in a pub near Cross's apartment in Clearwater, Florida. Cross described herself as a hippie, but was dressed soberly in a black t-shirt and black rimmed glasses, with her long dark hair tuckered behind her ears. She rifled through a leather briefcase packed with court documents and removed a stack of papers. In his initial restraining order, Nelson wrote that he attempted to break things off with Cross by blocking her, ignoring her, and telling her to stop contacting him. Cross said that wasn't true. He never tried to break up with me," she said. "For someone who is a fucking lawyer, you would think he would provide some actual evidence." Cross met Nelson in August 2022. She was a single mother of 3 who worked as an investigator for a gas and electric company. In her spare time, she hosted 2 podcasts, Cassandra Explains It All, which she waxed nostalgic about the movies and television shows of her millennial childhood, and Welcome to the Carterverse, about the now deceased teen pop star Aaron Carter. 2 of her kids, ages 6 and 8, have special needs, and she couldn't afford babysitters. The podcasts were something I can do at night when they were asleep and gave me a social life, she said. "I don't have a lot of friends." While researching episodes, she came across Enty, who seemed to know everything about child actors of that era. For her 35th birthday that August, Cross spent $250 to co-host on his Patreon an episode with him. She asked if they could do an episode about the Wonder Years. "I thought maybe he would give me the tea on Fred Savage," she said. After recording it, Nelson praised her for her work and invited her to host more episodes with him. Over the following months, they recorded podcast episodes about Full House and Growing Pains. Their email exchange took on a flirtatious tone. He told her he had been married and divorced a few times, and now he was living alone out in the desert. After sharing his real name, he told her not to worry about signing an NDA. "I didn't want to have people in my life who had to sign NDAs to know me." He texted her in October 2022. "So I just don't have people in my life." Later that day, he wrote again, this time to confess that he had feelings for her. "If I'm wrong or misunderstanding how you feel about me, please let me know." Cross hadn't had great luck with men, she told me. She met the father of her kids, a drug addict with an anger problem, at a rainbow gathering in Arizona. Nelson seemed different. "He isn't a drug addict," she remembered thinking. "He doesn't have a criminal record. He's a respectable person. He's a lawyer. I didn't think someone like that would ever be interested in me." Nelson was texting her a dozen times a day and calling her nearly every night. He told her he was thinking about moving to Florida so they could be together. He told her he loved her, and she said that she loved him too. Their texts became sex. Nelson shared his fantasies of dominating and owning her. "Give yourself over to me. Life will be so much easier," he wrote. Hoping to learn how to please him, Cross listened to a podcast about BDSM. They talked about buying a house together, getting married, having kids. In December, he visited for the first time. Cross's mother met him on that trip. He looked older than in pictures that he'd shared. He said he was 47, Julie told me. As they eventually learned, he was 54. Julie found him standoffish and controlling. At a restaurant, he told Cross to order a salmon salad. When the order arrived with candy pork belly, he picked each bit of that off the plate. He didn't want her eating that, she recalled. he keeps looking at the menu and he's like, oh my God, I can't wait to move here. Everything here is so cheap. And I'm looking at her going, he's moving here